Welcome to this experience Discover Chiriquí for us. The Chamber of Commerce, Industries, and Agriculture of Chiriquí is a pleasure to be with you in this exposition about Chiriquí businesses. Chiriquí has a population that is privileged of our dear Panama. Chiriquí is a province that is located on the western side of Panama, on the border with Costa Rica and the Pacific Ocean. It has a surface, 6,548 square meters, and 464,000 population, with numbers for 2020. It's a population that is growing, is very young, working, and that always has been outstanding for its gifts of excellences in our country. Chiriquí has a diversity of temperatures on the whole year, that it goes from 10 grade centigrades on the highlands and the lower parts with 35 grades. As we can see, the population of Chiriquí has evaluated in growing in the last 10 years, and the population very young, professional, with a lot of opportunities to learn and a lot of opportunities to develop in business, as well as to grow business-wise, industries and tourism. Chiriquí is one of the richest areas in the country, due to its diversity. Our business is based on production, on agriculture and cattle. It is important in our province the production of rice, corn, beans, and in highlands are cultivated almost all vegetables, as potatoes, onions, cabbage. 90% of the cabbage is produced in Cerro Punta and Boquete, lettuce of different variety, with 95% is produced in our highlands. Carrots, 85% of the total production is produced in the highlands. Beets and strawberries and blackberries. Nationwide, the district of Bocava is in the first place on the production of cattle, milk cattle. That is why it's called the center of milk in Panama. It's also important the production of pork. The coffee on Boquete, as well as the orange, as one of the best, as well as the strawberries on Cerro Punta. Who doesn't know the production of coffee in Boquete that nationally and internationally is very important. In Chiriquí, we can see beautiful beaches, safety beaches with infrastructure and environment, very enchanting, where you can have unforgettable times. Enjoy with your family, enjoy with your friends, and have a wonderful honeymoon in one of our beaches. Chiriquí has a lot of water areas on rivers to have adrenaline on the rivers of Chiriquí and Caldera. And also for those most adventurous, with the tranquility of nature, you can see a lot of birds as quetzal in our highlands. And the production of coffee on the electronic auctions on 2020, 1 pound of geisha coffee Panama produced in highlands, Chiriquí reached the record of $1,300 with 50 cents a pound. It's the excellence of the product that comes from our Chiriquí lands. The highest producer of meat and milk is in Chiriquí, the best grass and access to water for the development of cattle. If you want to go shopping in Chiriquí, you can see different shopping centers with a lot of variety of offers for different tastes. Chiriquí has different hospitality places of first rank, 900 beds, and medical equipment of high quality, and also medics. We have hospitals in the private and public sector. Chiriquí has become a hub of education. More than 30 universities are established in Chiriquí with different careers: engineers, medicine, business, law and political science, education, social science, architecture, agricultural, and in science, among others. We can see a wide variety of education opportunities with high levels in our province. And as to energy, in Chiriquí, recently, about some years ago, 138,962 solar panels are part of Icaco's solar park in the district of David, the biggest one in Panama, with a nominal potence of 40 megabytes and a lot of gigabytes per hour in the energy matrix of Panama. It's the center of the solar panel park in Panama. A high banking offer we also can find in Chiriquí. We have 19 banks from the Central Bank of Panama with physical presence in Chiriquí. We can have access to saving, checking accounts, investment accounts, also different credit facilities, and consumer corporation accounts. All these banking facility, about 1,000 employees and direct, and besides that, a great amount of companies are benefit by this presence as providers of the banking institutions established in Chiriquí. One of the access to Chiriquí is airwide on the airport Marco Jale Valer in the city of Panama. There are two airlines, Copa Airlines and Air Panama. These companies are transport people to the province of Chiriquí. In the last year, we have seen a decrease of the presence visitors in the on airlines because of the constructions of roads that join Chiriquí or David with Panama City. There are about 428 kilometers of with excess road. When the visitor wants to see the different sites in the interior of Panama, they can do it by land. And if they want to go air, in 40 minutes they can move from Panama to David. Chiriquí is the province with the most vehicles after the city of Panama, and it has about 10%, which indicates that the roadways are clear and there's no traffic jams. That makes more efficient the transfer moving from one side to the other. Of the 86,000, as we can see on the graphic, it's the second area with most vehicles in circulation. Currently in Panama, there are 42 banks of general license. Of 2 are officials. Of these 42 banks, 19 of them have branches in Chiriquí. 45% of the banking offer in Panama has presence in our province. If we can see in the agriculture production, rice is the highest production in Chiriquí. 21,900 hectares are produced of rice last year. That from 2018 has increased the amount of hectares produced in Chiriquí. 22% of what is grown in Panama. In the harvest, 2,700,000 production of rice in Chiriquí. This is about more than 20% of the production in Chiriquí nationwide. We can see the harvest of coffee. 75% of the production is done in Chiriquí, mainly in the district of Highlands and Renacimiento and Boquete. with its spectacular varieties of coffee that are a prestige of our brand Panama and brand Chiriquí internationally. As we can see, the cultivation of corn has decreased in the last years, but we can see that it's growing bit by bit in our province. Likewise, the quintal of dry grain has changed into its curve that is coming and is increasing in 2020. As to the harvest of bean, which is an excellent dish for all Chiricanos to eat rice with beans, the production in the last year, 2019, had decreased after being growing up for a long time. That is coming to increase on the cultivation of beans, known as Chiricano beans. That is a very important source in our dishes. As to the harvest of quintales, in a line with the amount of hectares that had been cultivated has improved, and 75% of that bean is produced in Chiriquí. As to the investment of cattle, Chiriquí has the highest place of production of cattle. In Chiriquí, in the last year, has decreased in the number of heads of cattle. These are statistics until October 2020, and we have seen in 2008 there was a higher inventory of cattle, but it has improving in the last years. And we have recuperation of more heads of cattle, and we are in relative or the same relation as on 2008. This mainly for the recuperation of land and the climate conditions that we have in Chiriquí for the production of cattle. In relation to the cattle for different types, we can see the different amount of young cattle. These are amounts until October 2020. The cattle, what it gives the production of our cattle, 130,000, that what we had until October 2020. That is the last numbers, official numbers that give us the important investment of cattle that we have. In relation of slaughters of cattle, we have around 60 to 70 thousand head of cattle that are slaughtered, that gives a lot of meat for consumption nationwide for our province and our country. In relation to porcine, we have a high production, very important, in males and females in porcine. Up to October, we have 100,000 productions of porcine. This is about 13% of the investment nationwide. In relation to slaughter of porcine, we have seen in the last 8 years it has increased. You can see on the graph on the slaughter of porcine, giving a great amount on the national consumption of meat, of pork, in the what Panamanians eat, mainly Chiricanos. This is a participation nationwide. Some conclusions that we have: why to invest in Chiriquí, why to come to Chiriquí, live here, and be proud of our land. Chiriquí is a destination of business. More than 50 franchises internationally are here. We have connectivity airwise internationally. We have an inventory of cattle of 330,000 heads. We have a racing hotel offer, hotels very prestigiously, that have made a difference nationally and internationally. More than 13 shopping areas in Chiriquí. We produce more than 100,000 quintals of coffee nationwide, and the best coffee is produced in Chiriquí. We produce 40% of the electric generation. In Panama, we produce almost half of the generation of electricity in Panama. The main exporter of geisha coffee, for the proud of Panama, that name Panama, specifically the geisha coffee from Chiriquí, is recognized internationally. We have a hospital complex of first level on the private and public area. We have about $2,000 million. We are a hub for education, where the education and offer of young people has been increased with the amount of universities of first level that we have in our province. And we have a banking offer of 19 institutions that are represented. Of those 42 banks of general license that are present in Panama, which is something that made us proud of our brand Panama, and it's an offer that is in Chiriquí. Because all of these and many other things, Chiriquí is a place to live, to enjoy, to see the sights, to enjoy some vacations, and best of all, to do business. So we invite you to visit and stay in our province, because here you're gonna find people very friendly with who wants to work, and above all, you're gonna see a land very productive, nice nature, and a diversity of climates. In a difference of 20 to 30 minutes, we can be in 18 centigrades, and then we can go to a warmer climate in a short time. The roads that we have is very valuable to do business in Chiriquí. We will wait for you from the 26th to 30th of May in the Experience Discover Chiriquí. You can see the best opportunities to do business.